Hello, welcome back to my channel. In this video tutorial, I would like to continue from where I stopped off the last time. So I created this topology, 4 hosts with one switch, layer 2 switch. With no VLAN, I created 2 VLANs, which I've not done yet, but I've just labeled it. So in this tutorial, I'm going to create the VLANs, VLAN 10, VLAN and 20. So as you can see the topology here, HR client 1 and client 3. This first client and client 3 are in the same department, HR, while client 2 and 4 are in the same department, VLAN 20, finance and finance. So now I'm going to create a VLAN and put them in respective VLAN, then do some pinging to see if they can talk to each other. Okay, I'm gonna click on the, just to confirm the first host to see if it's got its IP address static, so I can click on that. IP configuration 192.168.1.1, so close that. IP config, this one is a 192.168.1.2, 192.168.1.3 with a default subnet mask of class C. 192.168.1.4. So I'm gonna close that here. It's all done now. So I'm gonna click on the switch to start the configuration. So what you need is to click on the CLI command line interface for Cisco. So click on the CLI. I'm gonna press enter. So I'm on the switch prompt. The first thing I'll do is to change my host name. Not my host name. I want to change the name of my switch to SW01 to be able to identify them. It's important to change the host names, devices, whether it's a router or switch, so that you can identify them in a network. But in my case, I'll show you how to do it, but it's just for practice. So I'm gonna go into the config mode. First of all, type enable en for enable, en enter, then config t, config terminal. Okay, the first thing to do is I'm gonna create a VLAN 10. Type VLAN space 10, press enter. The next VLAN 10, I'm gonna name it as HR, is HR department. So the next one is name HR, enter. The next VLAN to create is VLAN 20, VLAN space 20, enter. Name finance, name space finance, enter. So now I've created 2 VLANs, VLAN 10 and VLAN 20, and they named them as HR. So the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go into interface, the first interface for VLAN 10, which is the client one. Type interface as int fa0/1, press enter. So now type switch port mode access, press enter. The next line is switch port access Vlan 10. Press enter. So I've just put the first client into Vlan 10. So the next client I'm gonna do is interface FA01, FA02 rather. Press enter. Switch port mode access, enter. Switch port access Vlan 20, enter. The next interface, as I am doing the music, if you can see the link on the switch side is trying to reboot that port again. So the next one is interface int interface FA0/3. Press enter. Switch port mode access. Switch port access Vlan 10. Interface FA04. Switch port mode access. Switch port access Vlan 20. So I'm gonna check the config of all the stuff I've done. So I'm gonna exit here. I'm gonna check the config. Normally, if you want to check the config, you can be on the switch to type so running config or so run. But because I'm on the configuration bit, if I type that, it's not gonna work. It's gonna be an error. So always you can type do so instead of show. Do so IP interface brief. Just to check all my links, I've used 1, 2, 3, and 4, and they are all up. No IP address has been assigned, but that's okay because they're in the same VLAN. They should be able to ping each other anyway. So, but all the lines are up, the protocols are up. Okay. So I'm gonna exit here. I'm gonna close up the CLI here and move on to the clients to start pinging. So I'm gonna open up client 1 here. Client 1 command line. So I'm gonna ping. I'm on client 1 is in the same company with client 3, which is Vlan 10. So I'm gonna ping that 1.3.192.168. .168.1.3. Press enter. As you can see, it's replying. Client 3 is replying from the ping release from client 1 because they can speak to each other because they're in the same company, HR department, in the same department. So if I press the up arrow key and ping client 2, it should not be able to ping it because they're in a different VLAN, technically different network. Request timeout. Request timeout. So creating a VLAN in a network is very important. It isolates one department from another unless you have a router implementing routing protocols like OSPF, RIP, ERGRP and the like. So now I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move on to client 4 to ping command prompt to ping from client 4 to, let's say, client 2, which are in the same network, department VLAN 20. So that's 192, ping 192.168.1.2. Press enter. As you can see, you can reply from client 2. So up arrow, ping client 1.1. That should not work. It's gonna time out because, like I said, different department, different network. So if you don't have a router to divide your network into different departments, to isolate different departments, you can use a switch and create a VLAN which can do that job for you. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this video tutorial, and thanks for watching. See you in another video.